been in Medford for 26 years now. And I've been very, very lucky and honored to have the privilege to be the coordinator for 26 years. And right now is a very exciting time with this Ages Stages program we have. But I just wanted to drop back and say that the whole mission of the Family Network is to make sure that you as parents and caregivers have everything you need to be the best you can be. We know every child is different, every relationship is different, but so our job is if we can't provide it, we'll help you find it. And that's what our mission is. And we do it by bringing families together, with each other in connection, peer age groups together and learning from those of older ones or younger ones. We do it by bringing you to resources in the community, other programs that we might not have. And then the third thing we do is bring community organizations together. One of my jobs is to make sure that we're all talking to each other. We're offering you what you need. And if we don't have it, we'll fill that gap, but we don't duplicate it or replicate it. So that's what we're here for you as a caregiver. And we lift you up and honor you like no one can. So we hope. I just want to add one quick thing is that all of our programs have, as part of them, 5 protective factors that our research has told us it's strongly in place will help all of us be as robust families as we can possibly be. And of course, the one that we're not experiencing right now is social connections. So that's why we have all those wonderful fun programs and those times to be together, social connections. Another one is parent resilience, something that we all need right now, right? This time it's challenging our ability to bounce back, but we certainly are going to grow through it. So that's the second factor. The third one is parent education and child development information. We offer all of our parenting education programs and child development information. A fourth one is social and emotional competencies, so that we hope to really focus on social and emotional competencies for both children and us as adults and grandparents. And then the final one is concrete supports in times of need. Thank you, Anne. You're a perfect example of concrete supports. We need diapers, we need food, we need clothing. We love our swap days. We love our freebie foyer. So those are all helping each other in concrete ways. And that's how we hopefully support all of our families in Medford. So that's my brief little thank you to you and let you know you're a very important part of how we move ahead for our families in Medford. One of our really, really key people to help us all happen is Brenda Kennedy, as you well know. So Bernadette has had so many hats in the Medford Family Network, I can't count. It was Bartholomew, that book with the 100 hats, that's definitely her. She's been a child care staff worker. She's been a playgroup leader. She is the Queen of Hearts. She is Mother Goose. And she also has been is now our Ages and Stages facilitator, and our does a lot of data work and data entry and manages a lot of our numbers to make sure that we let the state and other city know that we are working with our families, and it's real numbers and real people. So, no further ado, I'll turn it over to Bernadette, and I will tell you a little about her and the Ages and Stages.
Marie had wanted me to give you guys a little intro of who I am. I think most of you I've talked to kind of know. One of 7, I come from a big family, a military family. We moved around a lot. We've lived here, my husband and I, 41 years together. Lived here in Medford for about 40 of those years. We have 4 kids, 1 girl, 3 boys. We moved here to Medford. We didn't know anybody. We didn't. Medford Family Network didn't exist. The way that I learned to find families, I'd go walking in the neighborhood on trash day, and they would have huge pamper boxes. That never really worked out so well. But my other trick was I would, when you saw somebody out, in West Medford at that time had Johnny's Food Masters, like in the square and by St. Ray. So you go out walking and I'd see somebody pushing a stroller. You accidentally get real fast and you catch up. Not out too much and thinking that you were chasing them, but I was kind of chasing them. Hoping to bump into somebody who had the child the same age. And that's pretty much how I was connecting to people until I found out about the Medford Family Network. And it was, by that time, I had 3 children. Yeah, 3 children. One was in kindergarten, and 2 of the boys were, one preschool, 3, the other one 2, or whatever it was. And we found out that they were offering a training, safety training, and that's how I met Marie. We got trained in promoting a safety program for children and their families, and hooked ever since. I've been with them for 25 years. We are celebrating our 26th year, I believe. So
Yep.
I've gone through a lot of changes and stages of my life with the network. So I think Marie wanted to ask you the first question. And that was, Angela.
So now, we'd like to hear a little bit more about you. How did you learn about the Family Network, and tell us a little about each of your families? We'll let you go first.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
I'm gonna go. Okay, I'm gonna start with Anne.
So I'm Anne, and this is Territory. We have a 2-year-old son, and when we had children, when we had our son, neither of us had ever changed a diaper before. We knew nothing about children. You know, I was the rare teenage girl who never babysat. All of this, you know, it was actually very comforting to know that we were getting ahead of it and understanding it. What he needed, you know, as early as possible, so we could start getting him the assistance that he needed.
That's great, Anne. That's great. That's all wonderful. Aaron, could you share some about your family to us and how you connected with the Family Network a little bit?
Okay, so hi, my name is Aaron. So we have a child, myself and Eliza, my partner, have a 2-year-old also, 2.5, so Liam. So he loves art, and that's sort of one thing that he does enjoy. But to the question, like Anne was saying, we didn't, Liam's our first child. We both have nieces and nephews, so we had some limited childhood experience, but both Eliza and I are not from here, not from Massachusetts, nor actually from the United States. So we're here, similar to what Bernadette was explaining earlier. Of course, like the Medford Family Network was excellent for us. So in terms of when we heard about it long before we actually went there, and that we kind of heard sort of like a few whispers here and there. Have you heard about Medford Family Network? It's at the high school, and we'd see something on some of the local Facebook groups, or we might meet somebody and they'd mention it. And it actually took us, we waited a little bit longer to go there than we should have, in that I think we first probably went when Liam was about 7-8 months old. And that was to go to one of the Creeping Crawlers groups. So it wasn't to do with the ASQ, it was to do with one of the groups that Miss Andrea runs. So Liam loved that at that age, and even still, he goes to Miss Andrea's groups and watches her videos that she posts on YouTube, and meets her on Monday mornings. So that's sort of a short way of saying that it's been, you know, a central part of kind of his life from that point forward. And yeah, so we went there on a fairly frequent basis to just for drop-in hours for the different sort of toddler groups, and then the groups previous to that, like I was saying, with the Creeping Crawlers.
Melissa, how are you, honey?
I'm great. You know, a little bit about me. My husband, Josh, is off using precious time to do some stuff around the house, so he sends his regards. But I have 2 children. So we have Lucy, who's just about to turn 3, and Sam, who's just about to turn 1. And I think I first heard about the Medford Family Network shortly after Lucy was born. I think, is it possible you are on top of all the births? I feel like I got something in the mail about Medford Family Network shortly after having Lucy, but I also heard about it too from different Facebook groups I'm on. For me, you know, I actually babysat a ton when I was a kid, but stopped around when I was 18, and I didn't have Lucy until I was 37, 38. So there was a sizable gap with me hanging out with babies.
Wow.
So, kind of needed a refresher course by then, maybe. I don't know. So It was funny. I really
great.
intended to go to the new moms meetup group sooner than I did, which is similar to your story, Erin. I think I didn't end up going. That was my first like in-person experience there, but it wasn't until Lucy was around, I don't know, like 6 or 7 months, I found a time to do it because I went part-time at work. But most of the babies there were just 3 or 4 weeks old. Like there was too much.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, it was fun and it was kind of nice to support those new moms with some, veterans of a 7-month-old. But then it was Miss Andrea's playgroups in the park that then I really started going to, and then we signed up for Yahoo Crew, and so since then that's how we've been involved. And the freebie foyer and things like that have been great, both for dropping things off or occasionally finding something special. So it's been great to be connected with the network.
Great, thank you, Melissa. Thank you so much. And the DeRochas.
So I'm Hannah.
I'm Bill.
We have a almost 22-month-old Nathan, and then we are due in 3 weeks with baby number 2. So it's a crazy summer.
Yep.
But so we had heard about the Family Network again through kind of people around town. I had actually read a lot about the programs in the Medford transcript. Before we had
great.
I kind of had an idea of, okay, there's drop-in time, there's playgroups. I kind of had a sense, but we also, I think the first thing we did was also the new parents group, but also kind of waited a while as we went, and there was all these little babies, but some of those little babies, I'm still friends with those moms now.
Oh, yay, that's
they're about 2
wonderful.
months apart, but now that's not as big a deal when they're bigger.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I think one time Miss Andrea counted and we had been there like 6 days in a row or something.
That's great. Oh my gosh. Awesome. Thank you so much.